welcome to livealittlehigher.com. We're entering the month of Adar, and this year we have a double bonus because it's a pregnant year. We have 2 Adars. Usually the month of Adar is the last month of the year, it's the 12th month of the year. This year the Jewish calendar has 13 months. So the whole purpose of creating this leap year, really 7 leap years in the cycle of 19 years, the sages had to arrange the calendar according to the month of Nisan, that Pesach would always fall in the springtime. So sometimes it would not fall in the springtime, so because of this, the Jewish calendar is arranged in such a way. So according to the Sefer Yetzirah, the book of formation, Adar, the month of Adar is cognate to the Hebrew word strength, and which is Adir. And Adar is a month of good fortune. It's a good month. And for the Jewish people, the sages say of Adar, it's masal, the fortune is strong. So if you have to go through court, or you have to have a surgery, or you have to do anything, this is the month to do it, because the masal of the month is a good masal. So Purim, the holiday of this month of Adar, actually falls, when it's a leap year, it falls on the 2nd Adar, on the 2nd month of Adar. It commemorates actually the metamorphosis of the Jews' apparent bad fortune, as it appeared that Haman was gonna annihilate all of them, and that was gonna be the end of us. And then the cards turned around, and suddenly we had good fortune. And when Adar enters, we argument with joy. The festival of Purim marks the high point in the joy of the entire year. So there's no holiday, there's no time of the year that is the most joyful time of the year than the month of Adar. And it's very interesting that it's the last month of the year, and we conclude the year with joy, and we enter the new year, which is the month of Nisan, which is the month of our liberation from being slaves in Egypt, of our freedom, which is also a joyous month. So the joy of Adar is what makes the month of Adar pregnant. This is why the sages specifically chose this month of Adar to make it the leap year, because it's double joy. So instead of having 30 years of joy, we have 60 days of joy. And when the 2 Adars come in, we have an extra also boost of good blessing, of good energy, of good luck. You can call it good masal for the Jewish people. And we see that the secret of Adar and Purim is that the end is wedged in the beginning. So this is a Hasidic approach, that the end is wedged in the beginning, and the beginning is wedged in the end. So we end the year with joy, extra joy, and we begin the year with extra joy. So from the talks of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, he has a beautiful insight into this idea of the 60 days of Adar. And he teaches that the rabbis thought that when the month of Adar enters, we must increase our joy. It's a commandment. It's a mitzvah of the Torah. We're commanded to increase in our joy. So if you're not so happy, like, I don't know what you're going to do, but you have to make yourself happy. And our sages mentioned this concept in contrast to the month of Av, which is the saddest month of the Jewish calendar. Is when our temples were destroyed. It usually falls like in July. And it says that when the month of Av enters, we have to minimize our joy. We make ourselves like we're dwelling for a lost loved one. And so that's the contrast between these 2 months. And this emphasizes the dynamic of transformation, that just as darkness can be transformed into light, bitterness is transformed into sweetness. So the whole idea of transformation, that darkness is only there to make light come in, like darkness. If you light a little candle, all darkness is gonna be dissipated. So you only have to bring some light into your life to make the darkness go away. So the positive nature of the present month is further emphasized in the present year, when all the aspects of Adar are given a twofold expression. This year there is a great Purim and a small Purim. And this also provides every Jew with a directive in his service to God, that sometimes we have to be great and sometimes we have to be small. You know, the Jew was made to be great. Hashem wants greatness from us. He doesn't want anything less from that, but at the same time, he wants us to keep ourselves humble. So it's paradoxical. And to be joyful is greatness. It says, serve Hashem with joy. This is the biggest mitzvah of all. Like, if you're not serving Hashem with joy, then you're not serving. You have to serve Hashem with joy. So we have to conduct ourselves with bitul, with nullification. As we say, my soul will be as dust to all. So in a way, the greatness of a Jew comes from the recognition that he has a spark of Hashem inside of him, and that Hashem wants greatness because you have greatness. You have a part of him within you. So you cannot be anything less. So the later approach enables one to be mekabel. It makes you be a recipient, and indeed to receive from the essence of Hashem, of the Ein Sof, of the never-ending light, God's infinity. And this in turn heightens the intensify of our bond of oneness with God. Israel and the Holy One, blessed be He, are entirely one. So when we serve Hashem with joy, we become one with God. And this is the whole concept of the parasha this week also, the terumah, the contribution, and build a sanctuary for me so I can dwell within you. Is the whole world was created for us. And at the same time, we have to know that we're nothing. There was a big rabbi that used to carry these two papers in his pockets. I don't remember his name right now, but one of the big rabbis, and he used to carry these two papers in his pockets. One paper used to say, the whole world was created for you, and the other paper said, when you die, you'll be ashes, or you'll be nothing. You'll go into the ground, and you will be ashes. From the ground you came, and from the ground you're going. And so sometimes when he felt that he was too arrogant, too proud, he would take that one out and see that he was nobody. And on the other hand, when he wanted to serve Hashem and he had to do something purposeful, he would take the other one, and that would inspire him to do the best of the best, because he was created, the world was created for him. So this year, the month of Adar includes 60 days. When the first day of Rosh Chodesh Adar, Rishon, is included in the reckoning, the number 60 is associated with the nullification of undesirable influences, bitul bishishim. Furthermore, when an unkosher food is in halacha, Jewish law, when you have a pot of soup, chicken soup, and a little drop of milk falls into this pot, if it's less than 1/60th, then the whole pot is rendered kosher. You can eat it, because the little drop that is less than 60 parts of this soup gets nullified in the meat. And so you're able to eat it. It's rendered kosher. And so the same way, this points out not only the nullification of opposing forces, but their transformation into positive influences. So the concept of transformation is intrinsically related to the month of Adar. This is the whole point of this month, is transformation. And the only way a person can create transformation in his life, that he can really create a transformation of something that is negative in his midot, in his character traits, in his habits, in his whatever he needs to work on. The only way that you can really transform is through joy. When a person is not joyful, he cannot accomplish. A person needs to be joyful. And this is the first thing we have to work on ourselves. Like, you have to work on being joyful, on counting your blessings, looking at the world around you, being grateful for what Hashem gives you. Don't take anything for granted. Count every little good thing that happens to you during the day. Have a journal, write them down. Count the good things you do during the day. It's important to feel good about yourself. When you don't feel good about yourself, you cannot be good to the world. So we see that this transformation also affects worldly matters. When you transform yourself, everything around you transforms too. So the very Hebrew word for world, olam, which means world, relates to the Hebrew word elam, meaning concealment. And the concealment of our world is transformed into a positive influence. So Hashem created a world in a way that He's concealed. He's completely concealed. We don't see Him. We don't hear Him. We don't smell Him. We cannot really have a corporeal relationship with Hashem because He's concealed. So our job in this world is peekaboo, I see you. So when we do a mitzvah, when we do Hashem's will, when we do Hashem's desire, what we're doing is that we're transforming the world. The concealment is revealed through you. When you do something for God, you are revealing God. So we see that the concealment of our world is transformed into a positive influence, and the darkness associated with God's essence, as it is written, He made darkness His hidden place. Hashem created darkness. It's a creation. It's a creation of God, and it has a purpose. So you see that from darkness, from pain, from sorrow, from all these hardships that we have to go through, a lot of light comes out. So this will prepare us for the fulfillment of the commandment in the beginning of this week's Torah portion of Terumah, and you shall make me a sanctuary, and I will dwell within you. He doesn't say, Hashem, make me a sanctuary so I can dwell in it. He says, make me a sanctuary so I can dwell within you. And this refers to the sanctuary, which is the heart of every person, the man, woman, child, and also the building of a sanctuary for God in this material world. So we do it through the material world, and we do it within ourselves. So, and in a literal sense, this refers to the sanctuaries constructed throughout Jewish history. We have the sanctuary constructed by Moshe in the desert, the Mishkan. We have the sanctuary of Shiloh, which was the one that was put in Shiloh when they came into the land of Israel. We have, then it was transported to Nov and Givon, and eventually King Solomon built the first Beit HaMikdash. Then it was destroyed by the Babylonians, and they built the second Beit HaMikdash, which was destroyed by the Romans. Now we are in exile with no sanctuary. The only sanctuary we have right now is us, our homes. You make it a dwelling place for Hashem. Your actions make a dwelling place for Hashem. He's in exile with us. And then we're waiting for the third Beit HaMikdash, the third and final Beit HaMikdash, to be built in the immediate future, God willing, with the coming of Mashiach, the sanctuary of God established by your hands. So, yeah, every mitzvah you do is bringing a brick for that sanctuary. Every little piece of you that you give to Hashem is building that sanctuary. And that sanctuary is never going to be destroyed because it's made through our connection to Hashem. So I wish you a blessed 2 months of Adar, that they should be supercharged with joy in every area of your life, that you should only see goodness, open, revealed blessings from heaven, and that you should enjoy your joy, like infuse it, because when you're full of joy, good things happen to you. When you're not happy, that's what surrounds you. But when you make a big effort to be joyful, then more joy will come into your life. So be blessed and live a little higher. Thank you.